Garbage Truck with Life. Hey, I'm Janelle and this is toDIYfor. So it has been very chaotic for the last couple of weeks for the holidays. I hope you enjoyed yours. I was busy and away from home, but I've got together my DIY for you this week. And I'm still kind of trying to piece together my new apartment since I moved in 3-4 weeks ago. So this is in addition to my little reading nook that I kind of have going on in my living room. I made some yarn wall art for it. And I know this stuff is all over Pinterest. I know I've done this in the past, but I'm giving it a new look and kind of a new technique to use as well. A, because I already had the copper pipe at home, but B, because I think it also really makes this piece look a lot more expensive than it is. And it's very easy to do. Okay, so for this project, all you're really going to need is some yarn that you'd like to work with. I am also using some copper pipe that I have from a previous project. So I just bought these caps for the end because this is what we're going to hang our wall piece on. And then I am also going to be cutting up this piece of copper pipe into small sections like this. So all you need for that is a pipe cutter that you can get at the hardware store. It's really easy to use. You're just going to clamp your copper pipe in as tight as you can get it. And all you really have to do is roll the pipe. So it does take a little while. So roll, roll, roll until it starts to get a little bit easier because this will slowly cut through your pipe. And then you can tighten it again and roll. So eventually you will roll it all the way through and cut your piece of pipe. And you might want to sand off the edges just because there is a little bit of metal that could cut you. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to cut pieces. I'm not measuring it exactly. It's gonna be eyeballing them, different sizes, and we're gonna use these later. Okay, so I've got all of my copper pipe pieces cut. This is obviously just an extra step, not necessary for this, but it's kind of the look I'm going for. Okay, so next I'm just going to cut my yarn. This again is just going to depend on what you want your piece to look like. All you have to do is keep in mind that you want to cut the length of yarn to be twice as long as you actually want it to hang from your rod or pole or whatever you're using in your project. So once you've cut one, you can just use it as a template to cut all of your pieces, and you're going to need a lot of them. So like I said, you are going to need a lot. This was probably half a roll of each color. I've got all my pieces cut up. And now what you're gonna wanna do is take your pole and you can wrap a spare piece of string around each end so that you can hang it from a wall, because it's just gonna make it a whole lot easier to do the next step if you're hanging it from the wall. So you're gonna wanna have it looped, pop it to the back, take the 2 strands forward, and just simply pull them through.
So unfortunately, I lost the footage of me actually putting the string in the pipe. You just want to wedge in as much string as you need there to actually hold the pipe in place. And you can use a pen or a pencil to kind of help shove it through. It's a lot easier.
Okay, so once you've got your pieces all put in, and you can go back and refill certain areas if you want to make it look fuller. I'm just gonna have to trim off the edge here. Technique, and you can actually use the same technique. Maybe if you want to use large wooden beads or something else that you have at home instead of the copper piping, go right ahead. And like I said before, if you want to save a few bucks, just find a wooden dowel that will be small enough or the same size as a copper pipe, so you can put those copper end pieces on. They're like 50 cents or something like that, and then you don't have to buy an actual large copper rod because you're just going to cover it up with all of the yarn. So let me know what you thought of this DIY. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you make this piece yourself or kind of have a different variation, I'd love to see what yours looks like. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Janelle Steeper, and then just tag me in those photos so I can check out your DIYs. And don't forget to subscribe. I will be back next Wednesday with a new video. Cheers.